Hey guys, I get tons of questions about robotic hair transplants. And there's a clinic in Tennessee where I live that I'd always heard did great hair transplant work. And I just heard fantastic things about them. And so I went on their website and I was kind of looking around, and everything I was seeing on their website was about this robotic hair transplant. And it said, this is the latest and greatest thing, we offer cutting edge, industry breaking, blah, blah, blah. And so that confused me because actually all of the people that I know that have had the robotic hair transplant work done, it hasn't worked out well for it all. And I'd only heard negative things from real surgeons about robotic hair transplants. So I was kind of going, okay, I don't understand. On this website of this company that does great work, they're really pushing this robotic hair transplant, yet I've only heard bad things about it from people that have really experienced it. So I was confused. So I called and I set up an appointment to go have a consultation with them as a potential hair transplant patient. I was just curious, what was going to happen, what I would learn as a new hair transplant patient. So I went into their office and had this consultation. Within the consultation, I asked them, I said, okay, so what's up with this robotic hair transplant? And when I walked into the waiting area, there were big posters about it as well. This guy with this incredible head of hair with this beautiful girl, and it was like, we do robotic hair transplantation. And I said to them, hey, I know you guys are a really great clinic that does great hair transplant work, that has excellent surgeons. What's up with the robotic hair transplant thing? And they were like, well, actually, that's just for very, very small jobs. We generally don't recommend that patients do that. So what I realized in that moment was that because this is actually an ethical clinic, they were just using the whole robotic thing and all over their website and all the advertising to literally just get people in the door. So it was like, okay, we'll show them we have the latest, greatest thing, but actually we know that that's not really the latest and greatest thing. It doesn't really do good work. And so when they actually get there, they'll say, oh, you should get an FUT procedure. So it was just really shocking to me. But what I realized was that they sort of had bought this machine just to be able to compete, just to literally say that they had it. But they also knew that it wasn't going to really get people most of the time the best result. So they've told me straight up to my face, we very rarely use this machine. Isn't that pretty wild?
The robotic hair transplant sounds super exciting, just like David told you. It's pretty interesting to me. I'm a technology guy. I don't want to be left behind, and I'm chomping at the bit for anything new that comes out. So bring it on. When a surgeon is doing a procedure on you, whatever type of procedure it may be in a hospital, they have their choices of different tools to use. This is a tool. There's other machines as well that are tools to do the FUE procedure. Now, we've done a few other videos on FUE, but this is not something that is a breakthrough in technology that you have to run out and get. We just want to kind of clear that up for you guys. This is a tool that a surgeon, if he feels comfortable using, can use. Bottom line is, it's still a drill punch. It has a hollow core. It uses a certain size drill punch, and that's determining based on your type of follicles. And then when you go back to who's a candidate for FUE and who's not, that's where we all start over. Most people, based on the criteria, are not a candidate for the FUE procedure.
So Steve, if these robotic hair transplants aren't the ultimate in hair transplantation, can you tell me why these are so widespread and I see them all over the place?
So the medical device industry is huge in this country and in the world. And the medical device industry found out about hair transplants and the dominance they had over cosmetic procedures for men about 8 years ago. The hair transplant industry for men is the #1 cosmetic procedure, has been for the last 10 to 12 years. So lo and behold, all of a sudden, all these machines are popping up all over the place. And the goal is not so much to create a better drill, a better punch, a better device. It's to commoditize the industry and sell these machines to any doctor that's got a medical license on any street corner. Now, what does that do? Well, that turns every doctor that's doing Botox on Monday, boob job on Tuesday, and a nose on Wednesday, do hair transplants on Thursday, and guess what? Doesn't even need any staff, don't need any nurses that know what they're doing, just buy a machine and become a hair transplant surgeon. No, that's a cardinal sin in choosing the right hair transplant doctor. We've talked about that before. You need a dedicated only specialist that is a specialist in hair restoration procedures. So back to the medical device companies, and there's many of them, they've got private equity, they've got hedge funds that are just hammering the internet with all this latest and greatest and wonderful things about robotic and different types of machines on the in-flight magazine when you've got nothing to do and you're flying from Dallas to Austin, Texas, and you pick up and say, oh, here it is. Oh my God, look, it's a new procedure. I've been waiting for this for 20 years. You're sold. So they've done an excellent job of advertising and marketing to the person that's looking for the technology, which hopefully is all of us out there. It's a great idea. Unfortunately, not a lot of us are candidates for the FUE procedure.
Besides the fact that the robotics is an FUE procedure, because we are not anti-FUE, if you're going to get FUE done, it needs to be by someone that's a specialist. If you're going to go get your nose fixed, you don't want somebody that does everything doing your nose. You want somebody that specializes in noses, because this is kind of a one-time thing where if it doesn't look right, you're getting screwed for a long time. And so you want somebody that's a dedicated only hair transplant specialist, that their staff is also dedicated to hair transplants, that they have all of that experience and years and years and years of designing hairlines, of their staff has that experience of placing the grafts. If anything goes wrong, that they could jump in manually and fix whatever needs to be done. There's all of those factors that also go into this. So that's just a little bit about this kind of robotic situation that you're probably seeing a lot about here on YouTube, and my experience in having gone to a clinic and kind of been like, wow, okay, so you're a good clinic and you're just kind of using this even as just advertising because you know people like technology, people like new things, and so you know that it'll help you get people in the door for those hair transplants. I can't really blame them for that. Unfortunately, they're competing with so much advertising that these robotic companies are doing.
And you know what, David? What's going to happen now, within the first 5 minutes that you post this video, is someone's going to say, what are you guys talking about? I went and had a robotic procedure and I have great results. I look fantastic and I'm so happy. That's great. That means you were the right patient who fit the right criteria for an FUE procedure. The problem is, for these clinics to make their money, to pay the leases on these machines, and to keep using these machines, they have to do it on patients that don't fit the criteria. That's why we're here.
Yeah.